Hello, love.
Hello, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second, or is
The
it your
second.
second episode of High Heels and Blue Jeans? I'm Tracy. I'm joined by Anna. I don't have a fancy glass. This is about the best I could do.
Um,
Um, as you notice, we decided to come on what we dress to go to bed in. This is how I dress to go to bed in.
you look lovely.
Bonnet and everything.
You look lovely.
I look like I should be heading towards Walmart. But uh,
Okay.
um, to pay a couple of bills. Oh, first, subscribe to this channel.
Please,
Subscribe to this
please.
channel. Please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Anna's channel. I forgot to put the link in
Oh, don't
there,
worry about my
but
channel. We're
no.
we're gonna go on Tracy's right here now. Please, please. If you like any of this content, if you are interested in, oh my goodness, she does so many different topics. A wealth of information here.
Subscribe to Anna's page. And also visit Anna's webpage at borrelia.etc.com.
As Marlon would say, learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you
But you
do.
really do. I put this one up because I didn't tell you I wanted to talk about this one. I
Huh?
decided to go solo watching the RNC debate. Don't know why I decided to do it, but I want everybody to rewatch that episode because I think there's a couple of times in there I was really ready to cry. I was just really, uh, I had enough. I couldn't take it. So just rewatch that. There's the link right there.
Okay.
Please.
I
Okay.
the debate was on in the
Fox.
main room, and my dad was watching it. Every time I came in, it just sounded like a whole bunch of yelling, and I was just like, nope, I'm out of here. I haven't seen any of it.
Oh, consider yourself lucky.
I
And
do.
if you are so inclined, please support me at buymeacoffee.com/TRACYMedia. One subscriber is going to be getting my Saturday episode tomorrow because that's where I'm putting all my exclusive stuff.
Okay, so this is replacing Patreon.
Patreon, you cannot contribute to my Patreon page. I took it down.
Okay. Then I need to go switch over here. I did not know that buymeacoffee.com was a subscription kind of a thing. I thought it was a one-time.
Nope. You can
Awesome.
subscribe every month. So,
I will
Anna,
do
I
that.
know I said what I wanted to talk about. What is it? Let's go with what you want to talk about first.
Oh dear.
Because I got a couple of rants that I just got to get off of my chest because I'm just about ready to just. Sometimes I wish I drank alcohol because I got issues today.
Um.
I know we said something about Tara Reid.
Yeah, we were going to talk about before any politics, if I may. I lost a very dear member of my family just in the past 24 hours, and I want to just get back to that. You never know when the last time is going to be that you're telling somebody that you love them. I'm really lucky that my last words to her were, I love you. But please don't take it for granted. We all do until it's too late. So often, Tracy, you say, when we talk about parents, like, you wish you could be angry at them, but they're not here anymore. And there is no pain out there like regret. So if you have someone that you love, if you have family, just tell them you love them, please.
And of course, I send my condolences and prayers.
Thank you,
Because
love.
life is short. Life is
Mhm.
definitely short. Um, boy, I hate to say, and on that note, I don't even know how to
So
transition. I'm like,
yeah, okay. So after that, yes, we were going to talk a little bit about Tara Reid, the one who uh, accuses Joe Biden of rape. I forget how she left the country, for what
she
purpose.
she said she was going on vacation. But I'm like, who
Take
goes to
care.
Russia for vacation?
Hey, a lot of people do, whether you have family there, I actually have always wanted to see certain cities in Russia. I've wanted to see St. Petersburg. I have wanted to see even a few towns in Siberia. Um, Russia is rife with history, with culture, with so much that, it's like saying, um, that America is bad because of our politicians. And yeah, it is, but it doesn't cover the people. You know, the people are usually pawns in the big old game. But anyway, Tara, she went on vacation, okay, and they're not letting her back in the country.
And you know why? Because she was set to testify before Congress. And and we can't hear you.
I'm trying to even come up with something for this.
You can't. It's
No,
like it's like you can't like people,
when
people
he's
who say, "Oh, there's nothing to this." Okay, I'm going to say this. Just
then
like
why?
I believe Jean Carroll and all the
Mm-hmm.
women that accuse Trump, I believe
Mm-hmm.
Tara Reid.
I do too.
I absolutely positively with no doubt believe what she is saying. That doesn't make me a Russia bot. That doesn't make me a Republican. It doesn't make me
No.
anything. And I'm real sick of the Democratic Party trying to tout like anytime you
Mm-hmm.
criticize Biden, you're just a Republican. No, 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 no. Because he's done a lot of crafty things with that. He hid evidence that is still at the University of Delaware that's sealed up. So I'm
Wow.
like,
Mm.
And she's like, I'll testify, but
Right.
she can't come back to the United States.
That is so strange. If you have not seen out there, please go to Sabby Sav's interview with Tara. Um, it was very eye opening.
Watch the first interview she did because I was on that vote blue no matter who kind of train. And when I saw her interview, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Her first interview,
Her
like,
very first interview when he first came out and ran for president, like
mhm.
way back in what 2020. Wait a minute, hold
We've
on.
been before that,
It was during
2019
that
or so.
campaign. Yeah, it was during
Mm-hmm.
that campaign. It was like, okay, so Trump was president in 2016. So the election would have been in like 2019 or something like that. I forget. Or no, wait a
November
minute.
of 2020 is when we voted Biden,
Biden
and he
in.
didn't take office until 21.
Yeah, he didn't take off. So it would have had to have been around 2018, 2019. Somewhere in
Yeah.
there she was, oh, we got a
Who
comment.
who did the hello?
Hiya, Fina. How you doing? Glad you're here. Apparently, yeah, Cornell West had no idea who she was. I was like, okay, so see, she's this woman, and then
Wow. I
and I was
mean, in Cornell West's defense, he's got to have a lot on his mind right now. A lot of times people will say names to me, and I just cannot
he was
match
like
up.
who, but yeah, he knows
I
now
need information.
because
Yeah.
Sabby
Good.
definitely asked about her.
Good. I have not seen her latest interviews with him, so
Oh,
looking
you
forward to
need
that.
to watch it. Oh, it
I
was
know.
so good. It was so good. I wish she came on every day so I could have something to watch besides TYT. But I mean, I didn't mean it. I'm not. I said I'm not gonna get in the business of slamming other podcasts. Um, but I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then people trying to sell this whole thing with Hunter Biden. I'm like, yo, he got the job because his father was vice president. Could you at least say that? I'm not necessarily
Well,
saying that Biden was like getting favors, but he, just like the Trump kids, got.
who wouldn't use that on their
Hey,
resume?
if one of my parents is yeah, my mother, see, she's vice president and everything. So what you might want to do,
Oh yeah, yeah. Kamala's my mom, and yeah, I'd be using that. It's just Hunter Biden is something that the Republicans use, just
oh
like
my gosh,
Trump. That's all
they,
it is.
it's just like, come on, get something else.
Hmm. She lacked proof or credibility. There is nothing to stop her from filing for damages. She has established ties to the Russian government. And what do we know of their actions towards America?
See, I don't buy into the Russian ties. That's just me. I don't, but some
Okay.
people apparently do. He's talking about Tara Reid, I
I,
think.
I understand that much. I do not know the information he's speaking of, so cannot speak on it.
Yeah, I know her mother, like way back in the day, when that happened, she called in on Larry King and she was like, my daughter was raped by a high profile, like she told other people about it. Like she
Hmm.
didn't just keep it to herself and she got talked out because she was going to file police charges and they talked her out of it. I don't know how, because basically me, that's the first thing I'm doing. But if you think about what she was going through, what happens to women when they accuse men of rape? What was she wearing? What did she say? How did she say it? Did she flirt with them? It's all of these other questions that have nothing to do with the assault itself. So I could kind of understand why she didn't come forward. But again, everybody's got their own opinion. Definitely after that first interview, I was just like, oh, he did this. He absolutely did it. And I don't know if it's because I wanted to believe it, but just like I said, just like I believe all the women that accused Trump, and I mean, I literally believe every single last one of them. And keep this in mind, that's not the first woman that has accused him of inappropriate behavior.
Hmm.
She is not the first.
Right. Yeah. And
So
it
it's
is
on both
very
sides.
difficult to um after I was raped, it took me days to get up enough courage to say, I want to go to the police. And by that time, I was talked out of it.
Yeah, and it's so easily.
It's it's not an easy thing. It's not a um because we should do it.
Yeah, but we don't make it. Society doesn't make it easy.
No.
Look at what Trump did to E.G. Carroll. I mean, he literally got on the. He literally, after he had been found guilty, still trashed her. I didn't know. I never met her. Oh, but we kissed in the bathroom. Okay, which 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 one? Okay, what?
Oh, he's always contradicting himself.
But that, he he literally again just decided to destroy her, and so I don't know what Russian ties these is talking about. She has, maybe I don't know about them, um,
Yeah.
but I haven't heard anything about Russian ties. I've heard that definitely Biden definitely is not answering any questions about it. And of course, he's going to deny. What is he going to say?
Mm.
Oh, and FYI, he was asleep in that meeting in Maui. When he went to Maui, he was asleep. I don't care what anybody said. That dude was taking a good nap. Tired of people in the gym go, oh, he was just nodding his head. No, he was asleep. Sleep.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Please
okay.
slam TYD. No, it's like them telling me to just vote for Democrat. I can't, no, you. I'm gonna get to. I'm saving this for my rant on the Republican debate. I'm really trying to save it because I was gonna save it for tomorrow, but that mess that I watched, was it Wednesday? Oh my gosh. I don't know why I did it. I literally am like, what? I can't even I can't even put into words what I watched. Because you had Chris Christie get in a racial slur and it just went kind of creeped underneath. Vivek Ramaswamy was talking about, oh, I'm a skinny. Basically, he quoted Obama. When you remember when Barack Obama first ran for president, he said, "I'm a skinny kid from the South Side of Chicago with a
Yeah, I
funny
remember
name."
that.
Well, Vivek basically borrowed that. He said, I'm a tall, skinny kid from whatever city it is he was born in with a funny name. Like he almost took for word, but changed the city. And then Chris Christie said, "Oh, the last time we had somebody with a funny name was Barack Obama, and he's an amateur." I'm like, but he won twice, didn't he? Didn't Obama win twice? Am I missing something? Oh, it was a crap. It was more entertaining than I thought it was gonna be, but my head, I I, oh my gosh. That's what I'm telling you. Right.
Couldn't
Go back
stay.
and watch my reaction because my reaction is better than the
I'm
debate
sure.
itself. I'm just sitting here like they didn't talk about healthcare, they didn't talk about homelessness, they didn't talk about poverty. All they talked about was where China is a threat to democracy. Um, DeSantis did not say woke. I was surprised. He didn't say woke not one
Well,
time.
well.
I think, and he did this like creepy smile thing where I mean, he just Google it. Just go on your phone, Google DeSantis smile at debate. It was real creepy, and it's been going viral. Um, and of course,
Not so. I've never seen that.
Ramaswamy had me cracking up when he says President Trump is the greatest president in the 20th century. So 21st century. So you're gonna run for the same office as he held, which he's running for now? Did you? I don't think some of these people want to be president. I just can't see it.
No, I think a lot of people get into the race thinking, number one, that they will have to run several times if they want to advance. But like Jay Inslee, governor of Washington, and he does a very decent job here. He got into the race specifically to make climate change a bigger issue. He knew he wasn't going to go all the way. But when you can influence somebody else's platform, eventually, I guess, I do see that as a worthy cause.
See, I wish I was like you. Cause see, I'm getting in it to win it. I can't with this. I'm getting in it to raise the issue because I figure, oh, okay, if I win, then I'll have the issue. But if I win, I can put the issue right there in the forefront. I get that. I mean, I get it, and I know a lot of people do that, and a lot of people in third parties do that. But
Mm.
I'm just not built for that. Oh, and I do have a big old huge announcement. Okay, so everybody out there who knows me knows I have been considering a run for city council in Indianapolis. The answer is I will not
Hmm.
be running. And that is after a long tread down the do I have the energy? I have the energy to do it, but I
Hmm.
don't know if I have the discipline if somebody attacks me not to attack them back.
Mm. Hmm. That's
Um,
that's honest.
so I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna sit this one out. And plus, second announcement, I've also been named volunteer coordinator for the Indiana Green Party.
Cheers, my love.
So
Congratulations.
yes, I'm starting that. I just started like literally last week, and of course, with this being an election, I don't know how election season started so early, but it's just like I
Hmm.
just I just started and just started running. I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's been interesting.
That's great. Good experience to get under your belt.
Yes. And this bond, I might take this thing off because it's coming down.
Oh.
Thank you, Athena. Thank you, thank you, thank
Hmm.
you. Oh, and Athena, if you could put your link to the people's I don't want to call it the movement for the people's party. Um but put the link to your party's website in the link so I can show it. So Marlon has joined us. No, Marlon, I am not running. I am not running. No, I have decided not to run. Um, it like 80% of me thought I'm gonna do it, and then I kept looking at the things about myself that would make me a good candidate. They
Hmm.
didn't outweigh the things that I'm like, well, wait a minute, that's
Okay.
something to be concerned about.
Okay. Did you have a specific year that you were thinking about?
Well, I won't be eligible till 2027. But at
Okay.
this moment in time, anything could change in 2025. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
But I just can't see it happening right now
Okay.
because I'm one that I'm really guilty of putting projects in the way of my personal life. And it's kind of
Mm,
time for me to develop a personal life
I hear
because
that.
I don't have one, and I'm like, I can't be doing it. I mean, it's great to do community service, activism.
Hmm.
It's all important, but you have to have balance, and I don't have a
Yes.
balance, and so
Okay.
I didn't want to put another project in the way.
That's wise.
Yeah, so that was my decision. I didn't tell anybody, but I thought, I can't see it. Plus, if somebody attacks me, I ain't always been safe, so I'm gonna probably attack them right back. That's just I don't really like to be like that.
So why would that be a disqualifying? Is it
Oh no,
the
cause I go
manner?
lower. I go lower.
Okay.
When you go low, I go lower.
Mm-hmm. I completely understand what you're referencing. I think some people are looking for a fighter in their politicians.
Not the way I fight though, because
You
I
never
know
know.
when I get angry, I can be petty. I can speak words that I know I shouldn't be speaking. And
Okay.
my ultimate goal is to always walk in the way of Christ. Always.
Mm.
And if I feel myself getting detracted from that, I got to step back. You attack me, you're going to put me down that road, and I might not walk back. I may just go full force and just go. And I don't want to risk that. That's just something I don't want to risk.
Oh, I understand. And I support you
Thank you.
100%.
Because I know my sister's like, do it, do it. I'm like, no, I don't know. But like I said, it wasn't an easy decision because our city, we have, just like all cities across America, Indianapolis has a huge homeless problem.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Rent is incredibly high. Nobody's talking about rent control. They're talking about affordable apartments that start at just $950 a month. Like everybody can just afford those. Um, Utilities are going up.
First,
Food is
last,
going
and
up.
security, and oh no, I
There's
couldn't afford that at
food.
all.
We have so many food deserts in our communities. And it's like, okay, there's nothing being done about it. And of course, is crime is happening because there's not enough economic resources.
Right.
Yes, Marlon, I said this is how I dress. Our agreement was to dress like we were going to bed. This is how I dress
This
going
is
to
a
bed.
slumber party, Marlon.
Thank you. That's how
Girl
we
talk
dress.
and
And if
mm,
anybody watching in the comment section wants to comment on something they think we could talk about or like us to talk about,
go
please
right ahead.
do.
Please do.
But yeah, oh my gosh, I know I'm gonna go about this off on this tomorrow. I can't I'm like, we got to do better. I want to think Republicans are better than this. I mean, they literally yelled at each other the whole day. I'm like, are
That's
y'all
all
gonna
I heard.
say anything? Y'all gonna say anything? Although Nikki Haley had a slightly good point. And yeah, it surprised me too. Cause she's a war hawk. She's like you have like a combination of like the Trumpers, like DeSantis and Ramaswamy,
Mm,
and you had those supporters, but then you had those old school Republicans like Pence and Christie and Haley. I don't know why Tim Scott was there. Why is he on? Like, boy, go home. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. You are not going to win. You will not. There is nothing you don't know. Nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody asks you a question. You didn't get a question. Go home. Don't run no more. Like, call it a day. Like, I'm in this till the end. Really?
okay.
I'm like, But it seemed like they were talking about, of course, their favorite issue that they're never going to do anything about making abortion illegal in all 50 states. And of course, Pence, with his want to make me vomit self, goes on his I respect life and we need a culture respects life. And Nikki Haley called him. She was like, how are you lying? Why are you going to lie to people? You know it takes 60 votes in the Senate and you have to control the House. We haven't had 60 senators in 45 years. I'm sitting here like, she's telling the truth. It was like,
Wow.
what? She told the truth?
Interesting.
It was like, wait a minute. Let me think about what. It took me by surprise. Took me totally by surprise.
That would I've only heard whisperings here and there, but I've heard a lot of people say that she was the winner of the debate.
That's mainstream. Okay, I disagree with mainstream media about that. I think Ramaswamy, as disgusting as he is, as much as his policies, I totally disagree with it. If I had to like pick a winner, I think he got attacked most. He stayed on his terrible message. He didn't get distracted. He didn't he did get some attacks in on Christie though, but I thought Ramaswamy was the clear winner.
Okay.
DeSantis should have just stayed at home because he literally added nothing. I'm like, dude, why are you there? And Asa, is it Asa
Asa
Hutchinson?
Hutchinson?
Yeah, and that one dude for North Dakota. Why y'all here?
because they're rich and they want to be. Mm.
You know what,
Hello.
Marlon? He's a small wonder. Okay. They're saying she's talking about this Santis. He's like
Which one?
five.
Oh,
He's 5.
oh dear.
Hold on. I gotta take a drink of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk
But he
about
doesn't say
how
what
you never
was.
gonna stop us and you never gonna stop us and you never gonna stop us and
No.
Okay, so yeah, if I had to pick a winner, I would definitely go Ramaswamy. Is he
Hmm?
disgusting, arrogant? Dis- I keep saying disgusting,
I was gonna say,
idiotic, moronic, misogynistic. Oh, and he also says that black people complain too much about racism. Yeah, like, bruh, did you notice you not white? I'm gonna ask you because apparently you didn't know, but okay, whatever. Yeah, he said black people complain too much about racism, so you knew that was Yes, the entire GOP does that, but I think he said it on the Breakfast Club though, and everybody was like, "Yeah, give it to you for being brave." Um, he is a robot, and I'm gonna throw this out here, and I'm gonna give you this thesis of mine.
mm,
I think Ramaswamy is the GOP version of Barack Obama.
okay,
I'm gonna tell you why I say that.
please do.
Both, if you think about just Obama's father, Obama would be a first generation American son of an immigrant because
Mm-hmm.
his father is from Kenya, mother from America, but we just talking about the
Kansas.
father.
Mm-hmm.
He has a weird name. He's
Weird.
not obese. His the tone in which Obama speaks, his mannerisms, the
Oh
way
no,
he
he's like that.
the way he moves his hands when he talks. Ramaswamy, I promise, was trying to do that. I'm like, um, yes, Theus, I am serious. I am very serious. If you watch his movements, his speech tone, the way he phrases his sentence, it's like he just sat down and it's like, I'm gonna just watch Obama. I'm just gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him. I'm gonna watch him. I am very serious. I am so serious about that.
Oh,
He did copy some of Obama's speech. He did. He took that tall, skinny kid from whatever city it was that he was. I am very serious about it. Watch him. Watch. The only thing that Obama has that he doesn't, like Swami, when he smiles, it looks completely fake. It's like it's real big, but you could
oh.
tell his eyes and his smile don't match. You know, like when you smile, your eyes kind of open up.
Mm-hmm.
His don't. It's like he smiles like,
The mouth only smile.
yeah, it's like a mouth only smile. No, he shows teeth sometimes, but it doesn't. It looks like plaster. It looks like somebody like like drew a smile on his face. He has sat down and watched Obama. I guarantee it because I'm like,
I wouldn't
dude,
doubt it. I mean, what made him so successful and then imitate it?
he. I was like, I'm like, ain't everybody gonna think I'm crazy for this, but just keep watching him, and you're gonna see what I mean. You're going to see what I mean. That dude is the RNC version of Obama. Of course, he has more terrible policies than Obama, such as firing 75% of non-defense contracted employees. Oh yeah, just get rid of the whole post office. Just have that mail
Mm.
deliver itself. Sure, okay. Makes perfect sense to me. Have them go to the Social Security office. Hey, File your own taxes and have nobody process them. I love how the GOP talks about the size of government, and
Mm.
it's like they don't know what government does, but I know they know what government does because they're trying to get a job in the government.
Hmm.
Yes, again, Theus, I'm serious. He copied off of Obama. Copied off of him. Some people are saying he's a version of Andrew Yang, but he's got a little bit more web savvy than Andrew Yang. His
Younger than me,
plagiarism,
or he's only 38?
37, 37 years old.
Well,
And
it
they
says
took a
38 here, but
38. He must have turned 38. Um, yeah, they took a lot of cracks about his age too. I'm like, well, at least he's not 70. I
well,
mean,
yeah, he's not an old white man. That's that's a plus in my book.
thank you, Stanley Cross. Welcome to the chat. Subscribe to the channel
Hello,
if you
Stanley.
can. Tracy Ramaswamy he did a lot of this with his hands. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is Obama to the T. Watch Obama. I'm telling you, just get
Okay.
two screens. If you got a computer, get two screens. One screen Google Obama's hand movements. One screen Google Ramaswamy turning the sound off and tell me he's not trying to copy off of them. I'm telling y'all, people don't want to listen to me. But sometimes I be right about stuff. You know, it don't happen a whole lot, but it happens. A whole lot of stuff. I'm like, this dude is such
Hmm.
a phony. He's like, I not bought it. The way he delivered his lines, it was like he went to a consultant and was like, okay, what should, and I'm not saying Obama did, well, he probably did go to some consultant. But when Obama delivered the lines, they sort of kind of sounded sincere. But when Ramaswamy was doing it, it kind of sounded like he went to a consultant and the consultant told him, say this, say this, say this.
You didn't
Oh,
hear his belief in his rhetoric?
I don't know. And the sad thing about the whole thing is if you added up all their polling together, Trump is still beating them all by at least 19 points. I'm like, what is y'all there for? This is over. This is over. Even if he goes to prison, which I thought was an interesting question. And of course, Anna, jump in because I think I'm talking too much here.
They asked?
They asked if Trump went to, they said jail, but he's not going to go to jail. He's going to go to prison. They said if Trump goes to jail, would you,
Well, because
and,
too
and,
many
and
people
is the
conflate.
nominee, and he's the nominee, would you support him? DeSantis literally looks down the aisle to see who else raised their hands before he did. I'm like, dude, you didn't know that question was coming?
Wow.
Hey, Mac, you've been here before. You were here on my
Hello.
interview with Gary Swing. Thank you for coming back.
Hi, Mac. Nice to meet you.
I was like, he literally did this. He was like, it was like he was looking for somebody to raise their hand first. I'm like, dude, didn't you know that was gonna be a question? That was gonna be a question. I
So
would have asked that question.
if he is put into prison, that means he would have been convicted.
Right. And
Doesn't that disqualify him?
that would technically, well, no, not necessarily because he could appeal it.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
I don't
I
know.
think I can't never say that man's name right.
Asa.
Asa Hutchinson or the guy from North Dakota. It was the guy from North Dakota. I can't think of what his name is, but he pulled out the Constitution and said either it was him or Hutchinson made the point that if Trump is convicted, the 14th Amendment makes him unqualified to run for president. But I don't think the Republican Party cares too much about the Constitution in the first place. So, um,
Yeah, there's a big um so when we were talking before the show about what do we want to talk about and the myths of the
oh yeah,
Republican Party or both parties came up. What do they say? And they say that they want to get back to the Constitution. They want to get back to small government and everything that they say now, to me, it goes against what the founders wanted, what the Constitution says. You know, when it's inconvenient, they'll throw it aside.
but keep this in mind, and all the people out there who just love the Constitution. This document was written by a bunch of white slave owning people.
Yep.
Me as a black, I can't take you serious. Yes, there are good parts to the Constitution, free
Hmm.
speech, freedom of religion, good thing. But at its core, the 13th Amendment, which reintroduced slavery, was.
Hmm.
Yeah, but he
It
made it
loopholed slavery.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only if convicted of treason or insurrection. No other convictions are specified. So he
Oh,
could, because, wait a minute, I just thought about that. Because Eugene Debs, when he ran for president, um, he was in jail. Although we never had a president, Eugene Debs, but he did run from jail.
I have heard of people running there, and so okay, if it's for treason. Big question is if Trump goes to prison, he's not going to prison. Um,
Thank you for saying that. Oh gosh, thank you for saying that. He's not going to prison. Everybody, let's all agree he's not going to prison. I think the big question is start his own party and do. Yes, he's that petty. He's that petty. He is
hmm,
petty enough to start his own party, and his supporters will vote for him. And you
mm,
know what? But that doesn't work in electoral politics, really, because I
he
see
has
where,
he
yeah, I
has
see,
remade the GOP in his image
yep.
because
Hey, I
he
didn't.
does
Hey,
know
Parker,
that.
how are you, Parker?
Hey,
Yes, I'm wearing a bonnet, just so
hey,
you
baby
know.
boy.
Eugene Debs had a cool sounding name. Also, the guy W.E. Du Bois. Okay, Parker, thank you for the insight. Honestly, counterfactual. I'm guessing most of the U.S. founders would also be okay. I'm going to have to agree with that, Stanley. I'm going to have to agree with that because I think they would be A-okay with both Biden and Trump.
Hmm.
But of course,
Definitely with Biden. I'd have to think a little bit with Trump.
well, what I don't know why people on the other side are so scared. And this leads me into my rant of the day, the one I said I wanted to talk about. 5 myths that people contrive to convince me and other third party people to vote Democrat. These are the top 5. They get on my nerves. I'm not going to rank them because each of them could be number one on their own.
Hmm.
But I got to start with wait a minute. We're going to get Parker's comment first. I want to see the debate between Eisenhower and Trump. Eisenhower, the last Republican that made sense. Literally, the last Republican that made any type of sense. Because you know Nixon was like the start, and then Reagan just said,
I
"Watch this,
mean,
bub."
you do know
Like,
that
have you ever noticed
Eisenhower is
that?
dead,
Like,
right?
yeah, I'm like every president after Reagan is like some form of Reagan. Like Father Bush was like CIA Reagan,
Mm.
Clinton was cool Reagan, Bush was war Reagan, Obama was black Reagan, then Trump was crazy Reagan, and then Biden was just old Reagan. Like they're all some sort of iteration. Like they've all continued that Reaganomics type of trickle down economics that doesn't work. Think about it. I'm telling you, think about it. They are all some sort of clone of Reagan. Every single one. After Reagan, it just went downhill.
Mm-hmm.
It just went. Yeah.
Design.
But Anna, before I go on my rant, because I got a long one here, is there anything you want to say? And you can jump
I'm
in
ready
when I
for the
say
rest.
these. Okay, so here is the first one that I cannot stand. A vote for, and I'm going to use Cornel West. I'm just going to use Cornel West as because that's my pick and that's who I'm going for. Don't matter, say what you want. A vote for Cornel West is a vote for Trump, really? You really going to say that? So I want what you do is go to the store and I want you to pick between three sodas. Coca-Cola, we'll call them the Republican Party. Pepsi, we'll call them the Democrat Party. And Fago, for this example, is going to be Cornel West. How is me buying Fago supporting Coca-Cola? If I'm buying Fago, I'm buying Fago. How is me voting for Cornel West supporting Donald Trump? That doesn't make sense. Perhaps what you want to do is do a better job and not drill for oil when you said you wouldn't, so maybe we want to vote for you. That argument is that's the one that makes me the angriest because it literally makes no sense. When you buy bread, you don't just buy, think about the presidential politics as like the grocery store. There's literally 100 people running for president. There's almost 100 brands of bread. If you go in any store, you're going to see lots of brands of bread. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to tell me I only can pick between two? What about the other 98? I just leave them alone because you want me to pick these two? I don't like those two, so I'm picking this one. That one makes me the maddest. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? And I have never, ever heard a Republican say this. A vote for Gary Johnson is a vote for Joe Biden. I have never heard a Republican say it. Never, ever, ever have I ever heard a Republican ever say that a vote for a Libertarian is a vote for the Democrats. Never. Now, you may find the clip. You email me it because I've never heard it. And I'm going to let you speak because I got to take some water with this one.
Mm, this is supposed to be your rant.
Well, if you disagree with me, you can just jump in. The other one, the now is not the time, people. When is the time? When is the time? We've been talking about an issue for, I'll pick something. Y'all call it universal health care, I call it Medicare for all. We've been talking about health care for everybody for 100 years. When is the time? When is the time going to be for getting money out of pocket? When? They say that they never define when the time for something is. They just go with that, now is not the time argument. Infuriates me. Third argument. The third one, I don't know why I didn't make this one number one, but your vote for a third party, i.e. Cornel West, is a wasted vote. I have heard so many people say a vote for a third party candidate is a wasted vote. How dare you tell anybody how they vote? It is one person, one vote. You vote however you want. If you want to vote for Biden, you vote for Biden. If you want to vote for Trump, you vote for Trump. But what you're not gonna do is you not gonna tell me how to vote at any time, any place, anywhere. You not gonna sit here and tell me that. You better take that mess and go back somewhere, because that, them are fighting words to me. You're literally telling me that I'm wasting my time because I'm not voting for who you want me to vote for. I may not want to vote for that person.
No.
I just may say, you know what, I don't want to vote for him. I'm wasting my time. So if I vote the way you say I vote, then I'm not wasting my time. But if I vote the way you say vote and then nothing changes, then that becomes my fault because I signed off on it. Make it make sense to me, because it doesn't. Um, I've got some good comments over here, and I want to get to them. My other one, my other one. This one is a personal pet peeve of mine, and this one is really true. I love being black. There's nothing more than I've ever wanted to be than be a black American. I know sometimes it stinks, and sometimes we're uh, racially discriminated against, but overall, I would never trade being black for anything. However, during election time, what you not gonna do is tell me that I owe the Democrat Party my vote because the Republicans are racist. Give me a freaking break. The Democrat, you gonna tell me there's no racist? There's racist people in the Green Party. I'll be the first one to tell you. There's racist people in the Libertarian Party. There's racist people in the Movement for the People's Party. There's racism everywhere. Stop telling me that I shouldn't vote Republican because it's racism. There's racists in that party. There's no racist Democrat, i.e., the man that said he didn't want his children going to integrated schools because black children lived in jungles. We gonna do this? We gonna really do this? No. And my last one, and I'm gonna go on these more tomorrow when I have like aids to show what I mean, because I'm gonna show clips. My last one, a vote for a third party is too much too soon. That almost should go under it's now not the time thing, but it's separate because, well, you'll scare the people. Well, if we don't do like climate change, if we don't do something about the planet now, it's going to get worse. We had
No, it's
hurricanes.
going to get worse, period. Doesn't matter what we do. We are past our deadline of when we could have.
That's true too. But that you will scare people. So you're okay with $7.25 being the minimum wage because $15, which it really should be 30, but $15 an hour, that'll just scare people. Here's what you want to do, and I'm talking specifically to the Democratic Party, and they'll never listen to me. Shut up. I don't like you. You are a bunch of corporate bought scallywaggers. I don't know what other word to use that make me sick. You say one thing, you do the other. Stop. Stop asking me to buy in on it. Stop asking me to vote for it because it's not going to happen. I'd rather not vote than vote for Democrat. And the chances of me ever voting Republican, y'all may make it a reality. I may purposely show up and just vote, just go west and then Republican straight down. I'm just about sick of the Republican, the Democrat. I'm sick of them because I know you're looking at me like that, but I know who the Republicans are. They're a bunch of racist, Islamophobic, homophobic, transphobic, everything phobic. That's what they are. But what the Democrats do, they're the same way, but they try to hide theirs. They are, oh, well, my friends. If you're making, especially congressmen, if you're making statements like Marjorie, I'm not calling her my friend. She is not my friend. She ain't no she not a friend of mine.
Mm-mm.
No. I don't. So yes, when if I voted for a Republican, which I don't think I'd ever do, at least they tell me exactly who they are. The Democrats try to hide behind this. Well, we want health care. Hey, Edna, give me $200,000 for my campaign. I can't take that. It's like, are you serious? Or I'll ban drilling, but then I'll sign the what's the name of that act? What was the
Um,
name of the act? Oh, the wildfire, the Will Rose. The, y'all know the one I'm talking about, the one that
I
Biden just
do.
approved. We got some interesting comments in the comment section on my rant, and I'm glad that some people are seeing this the way I am because I thought I was the only one um, that thought this way. I think that Trump isn't the first or only president or former president who has been charged with a crime because George Washington surely must have been charged with treason against the British government. Okay, that's a point, but he's the
Mm,
only one I can remember.
okay.
They probably would say when the third party is polling competitively with other parties would be the time. Nah, Parker, they'll still say no. It's too much. It's the too much too soon argument. When is the time when Trump splits the gap and they lose the Congress and the Dems take over?
GOP,
They will
not the
pass
gap.
it. Wait a minute.
When
Let
Trump
me
splits the GOP.
P. Let me read that again. When is the time when Trump splits the GOP? I said gap.
Hmm.
GOP and they lose the Congress and the Dems take over. They will pass it in a blink of an eye. Yeah, don't start me on that one, Mac, because they had the House, the Senate, and the White House. What happened to $15 minimum wage? Where did it go? Oh, well, the parliamentary. The Gap is more than just racist. They are segregationists, absolutely. Yeah, in my opinion, there really needs to be an effort by the U.S. government and also worldwide to start giving incentives for people to relocate away from the most. Wait a minute. Yeah, in my
Mm.
opinion, there really needs to be an effort by U.S. government and worldwide to start giving incentives for people to relocate away from the most climate dangerous places on Earth. But where is that at? Because we're not safe anywhere. They had a
All
hurricane.
coastlines? Like what?
They had a hurricane in California. Oh, wait a minute. I don't remember that ever happening. And then they had flooding with a tornado and an earthquake.
I
I think
don't
they
know.
had an earthquake too. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we get a lot of earthquakes out west, but the hurricane was new. I mean, as soon as we had the fires in Maui, we had fires going all down BC. We're in trouble. Climate wise, we are in trouble. If you don't see it,
And it's just like Anna said, it's like what can you do? But we can't not do anything. You know what I mean? We can't just not do anything.
except that there, then comes a debate of there is not anything that all of the people of the earth could change their habits, and we cannot turn back the clock. The climate catastrophe comes down to really needing corporations to change their ways.
And gee, guess that won't happen. Because they keep yeah, but I just had to go on my rant about the five things that drive me crazy about when people say you're voting third party. Yes, I am. And your problem being what? What's your problem, Ann?
Your vote is sacred, and you owe nobody an explanation.
I wish you could just put that on a blanket and make it because that's why I tell people you want to vote for Trump. Okay, I disagree with voting for Trump because I think he's everything that's wrong with this country. But hey, that's your. I'm gonna fight for your right to vote. I'm gonna fight for your right to go in there and make the biggest mistake of your life. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's how I would see that. But
Oh, Parker had
mm,
another comment.
mm,
Kirsten Cinema was in favor of a $15 minimum wage. I think when she used to be, yes, she was actually in the Green Party.
mhm.
Was she really for real, or was she using that as a stepping stone? Because you don't change like that overnight. You don't run
Uh,
like saying all these things, and then you go to the Senate and you do exactly the opposite of what you came to do.
I really don't know.
I wish she lived it. No, I don't, because I don't know who. We should do. Who has the worst representatives in the United States? Who? Which state has the worst representatives in the United States?
Now, what would qualify worst?
Okay, worst. They rank low in education. Rank low in health. But the politicians themselves, like a senator, we'll just do a Senate. Like the
Okay.
senators, they'll vote. They say they should cut Medicaid or Medicare.
Oh, Social Security.
Yeah,
Yep.
they want to cut all the entitled programs.
So do Democrats. But anyway, my Democratic representative. Um.
No, that's not right, Mac. That is incorrect because it was tied, but Kamala Harris was the tiebreaker vote. So if that went 50-50, she would have broke the tie. Cinema is only going to end up serving one term in the U.S. Senate because she's filthy rich. If she were smart, she would have waited a bit longer to completely sell out and turn into a conservative. True. That
Yeah.
would be Kentucky because of the Senate Minority Leader. What's his name? Mitch McConnell. My vote, I get. I got to put in a blink for my own state. We got two of the worst senators. I'm like, we don't just got one bad senator. We got two of these suckers up there. Oh my gosh. You got Brom,
Yeah.
who he is so up Trump's behind. I don't even know. I'm just like, if Trump poops, Brom is wanting to be the poop. I mean, and then you got Young who tries to pretend like he's all moderate. He's like, yeah, people get people people use welfare checks to live off the government. Really? Like what? Yeah, because those $300 a week checks can really pay for a $900 a month apartment. I think Andy. Yeah, I was gonna say Kentucky is up there, Texas because they got Ted Cruz and Corbin.
Mm.
Um, Arkansas, like all the states that Trump carried, got all the bad people. Like every state here, just like every state, Tennessee, Arkansas. I was going to say Georgia. Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow.
But of course, Tim Scott's going to win the Republican nomination for president. Why he running? Why are you running, Tim Scott? Why? Please tell me, because I don't understand it. You don't got no chance. You have no chance. Drop out now. It's nothing wrong with saying I couldn't do it. There's nothing wrong with quitting. Quit while you're behind. Quit while you're behind. Yeah, all them states, I would say New York, even though it's a blue state, they got two terrible senators. They got Schumer and Gillibrand. Mississippi, although I don't know either of their senators. Oh, Parker, you win. Parker
Mm.
wins. Parker for the win. West Virginia. All you had to do was say Joe Manchin. I don't know why I forgot.
I don't even know the other one.
Yeah, I don't know who the other one is, but Joe Manchin, that's enough. That's
Mm.
enough. That is enough. I'm trying to think who
Mm.
else is terrible. I'm still thinking Indiana's the top 10. Well, if the GOP has a Trump civil war and the Dems take the Congress, then the Dems will pass Washington, D.C. statehood for sure, and then that changes the makeup of Congress as well. That's true. But they're not going to have a succession. They're not. They say these things to rile their base up, and their base, for some reason, think we're going to succeed from the United States. Gee, I wonder how that worked out. Oh, wait a minute. I think Parker might have a good tie for first place. Florida's got
I was
Rubio
gonna say
and Rick Scott. Oh my
Florida.
gosh. Oh my gosh. How did Deb Denny's lose to that guy? How?
Mm-hmm.
How did she lose? Oh my gosh. Little Mark Rubio. Oh, I don't know why I was thinking, wait a minute. Georgia's got Warnock and Ossoff, so they not on the terrible list. Although they haven't said anything about. Have you heard about Cop City in Atlanta?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been keeping up on that, and I'm like, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's just gonna look for that to happen all across the country. Because we just keep wanting more cops on the street, and they keep saying crime is going up, but crime is at a 50-year low. But hey, whatever. I'm trying to think of. Let's see. We said Texas. We said Kentucky. We said
Florida.
Florida, South Carolina. I said New York. I don't know if you could put California. See, California's got a problem because they got that one guy that took Kamala Harris's place, and then they have Dianne Feinstein, who I don't like to throw
Mm.
people under the bus, but she's like, what, 90, 91? Mitt Romney,
Jeez, what a time.
yeah, Utah is bad, but they're not terrible. You know,
Mm.
there's some states I'm like, they bad, but they're not awful. Yeah, I'm not. Shoot, this is a tie between Florida. Okay, so here's the choices, everybody. Just pick one, and then I think we might wrap this up. So we got Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina. Which one of those three has the worst?
I think I would go for Kentucky.
I gotta go for Kentucky, right? Because they got Mitt Romney and Rand Paul.
Wait,
Mitt Romney, Mitch
not Mitt
McConnell,
Romney.
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
They all look alike to me. I don't know,
Wrong
but
hand.
oh, one thought on the last thought on the Republican national debate.
Mm?
Why were all the men dressed in blue jackets, white shirts, and red ties? Like every single last one of them had on like the exact same thing.
So
So
somebody put out a call and said, "Okay, here's our uniform for today."
wait a minute. So we got West Virginia, Kentucky, Florida, South Carolina, and Parker just put Louisiana has John Kennedy, who did the infamous call a crackhead political ad. But who's the other senator from Kentucky? And that's John. His actual name
Isn't
is
that Rand
John
Paul?
Kennedy, the senator from um, The senator from Louisiana is named John Kennedy.
Oh,
Isn't that ironic? It's gotta be Kentucky, right? Kentucky's gotta be the worst. But then,
I would simply say because of the power that Mitch McConnell has wielded.
he's got a 29% popularity rate in Kentucky and keeps getting elected. Like, how is this happening? Like, why?
Gerrymandering.
No, not a Senate race, because remember, Senate is statewide. That's Congress you're thinking about. That
Oh,
matters in a
true.
congressional race. Because Senate is like the only one that we really have a vote.
But there are a lot of older white Republican families in Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky's gotta be the worst. Because
If you put up any Democrat would be called then a communist, a blah blah blah, you know. No, those voters, they want a conservative, and they're happy enough with Mitch McConnell.
I think we all agree that Kentucky has the worst state U.S. United States senators in the country. Then who's number two? Got to be Florida. Gotta be Florida. It's gotta be, because they got Rubio and Rick Scott. Oh, that's just want to make me double throw up. But then, yeah, it's gotta be Kentucky, Florida, West Virginia, just because of Joe Manchin by himself. We don't even know who the other person is. We don't even care. We're like, nope, Joe Manchin by himself, that's enough. In Kentucky, we literally have one blue city, Louisville, and a half a blue city, Lexington. The rest of the state, that's how we are too, Parker. We have 5 blue areas of Indiana. Gary, Indiana, which is like in the northwest corner. Then you got Fort Wayne, which is in the northeast corner. Then you got Bloomington, which is a college town. You got Evansville, and of course, Indianapolis. Everything else just red. Just red, 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 red.
Wow.
So anybody that lives in a blue state, you might consider yourself lucky. Because us living in these red states, we got it bad. So we said Kentucky number 1, no doubt. Florida number 2. I gotta go with South Carolina. It's 3 because they got Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham.
That's pretty bad.
Then Louisiana. Yeah, because of the crackhead comment, West Virginia goes over Louisiana. But oh my gosh. And here's what I want to say before. It's only 9:28. Anna, you sure you don't have anything that you want to talk about?
I'm sorry, my mind is.
Anybody out there got anything they want to talk? Because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm at least trying to go till 10. And there's no show for you guys tomorrow, right?
No. Next, so in a week, I will be joining Marlon for Friday Night Guys, subbing in for Theus. And then we'll have Saturday Night Vibes and Radical Truth Power. I may not be doing Saturday Night Vibes, just to try to rest in between.
Okay, got it. It was something else I wanted to talk about. I can't think, and then I'll get out there and be like, that's what I wanted to talk about. I went on that long-winded rant about things that people say about third parties that just agitate me. Oh, come on, Tracy. What was it? Didn't have anything to do with politics. I know what it was. This is an old subject. This is an old one, old one, old one, old one, old one. Now I know we've talked about a lot about my faith because
Mm-hmm.
that's just me that I always do. But from my understanding, you didn't grow up in the church.
Nope.
Did you grow up in a specific religion?
Nope.
So you were raised atheist?
Nope.
Okay, so you weren't raised atheist. Because I don't understand. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. Because I always, it's like one or the other to me. Either you're this or you're that.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of explain, because I think mine is pretty much self-explanatory. I don't really have to go all in detail about what it is I believe.
My beliefs are rooted in being a decent human being. Um, I have looked towards many different sacred texts. Um, if anything, I guess one might call me polytheistic because I draw the good from wherever it comes. There are many good teaching stories in Islam, Christianity, in Buddhism, in Hindu. There is there's so much out there and I want to know it all. But I do not follow any one church or any one place of worship.
So I know I always say the church, but you didn't go
Mhm.
to like the same
N-
beliefs meet up in there. Okay,
I did not go to, there were no, um, my family was on all sides Catholic until my parents' generation. And they really just couldn't stand all the hypocrisy that they would see and broke away far away as they could. My biological father was an intellectualist who loved to read, and he would get into philosophy, theology, and it was his many different influences that influenced my mother in um see, none of us were raised going to church. um but if you ask like my grandmother, she would absolutely say she was a Catholic, and she would be dismayed if she thought any of her kids did not identify that way.
so now I'm about to ask a real stupid
But
question.
then there was no going to church.
That's what, and you know what? This is gonna sound extremely stupid of me to say it, but y'all know me. I'm gonna just say it anyway because I tend to say what I think. Because I grew up the way that I did, and I
Mm,
know y'all know I grew up in a very, very Sunday morning. You're going to
yep.
like church is basically my whole life, like everything that I do.
Hmm.
Like it's where I learned how to speak in public without being scared. It's where I learned how to socialize with other people. It's how I learned how to have discussions with people. It's like
Hmm.
everything. It's like in the center of my whole life. Like it's gonna take a lot for me. Like I try to learn one so I don't be saying something stupid. Like, oh, well, you believe you worship this guy. I don't know. But like when the holidays come around. Um,
Mhm.
um, Parker, don't mention that foolishness to me because
Mm.
if he's a pastor, then I'm an apostle, basically, because he is we not all like him. Let me just say that one more time. We is not all like him. Period. But yes, I did see it, and I'm like, yeah, take a Bible and beat a dollhouse. It's a movie, dude. Don't go see it. But anyway, like when Christmas comes around,
Mhm.
do you get a tree? Or you just kind of like not get a tree? Or
Okay, so in my household, we generally do have a tree. We do, like I would call it Yule. I go a bit more towards the older, um, pagan beliefs, and it, my mother did think that Christ was an absolutely good role model figure to talk about with her children. And so, yes, we did have some Christmases growing up, but we also celebrated many other holidays. I mean, I don't know if you would know about Holi. It's
mm-mm,
a Hindu festival of colors. There's Diwali,
I have heard of Diwali.
the festival of lights.
There's Ramadan.
Hmm. There's Eid. There are so many good reasons to sit back and reflect. That's basically a holiday to me. Time with your family. Christmas specifically, in my family has been not what do you get for presents yourself, but how can you help other people in the world?
Which is what it
Um,
should be about, but okay.
so that's
Well,
that's how
see,
I saw the text. We try to teach our younger generation that it doesn't matter what you call a holiday. It doesn't matter why it became holy. What matters is what you do with it in the here and now.
well, I just learned something. But I do got one question I have to ask.
Go ahead.
I want everybody out there to pardon the question I'm about to ask because it's gonna sound racist, but it's really not. Okay, so I grew up in what's called black church. There's two
Mhm.
types of church. So you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So I don't have to go in and explain all that.
Nope.
Have you ever attended like what I would call a black church, and what was your experience like?
Oh, it was the music. The
I
music
knew I
was
knew you were gonna say the music first.
incredible.
I was like, she's gonna say the music first.
It's actually what I went wandering into I believe it was Baptist. I honestly, I was young. I heard people singing. I heard them, as you would say, making a joyful noise. It it pulled me. I wanted to know what what was this about? I had never, my, the way I was introduced to the Christian and Catholic Church was through a dear friend when I was, when we were in elementary school. I would spend the night and then Sunday morning go with her to her family's church. And I would often get kicked out of Sunday school because I asked questions. Um, but then I had the absolute best experience where the I knew he was an elder of this particular church. I'll get back to the black church. Um, but this was an elderly black man who had seen me get kicked out of Sunday school, and I was just asking where was Christ from in the world? And so he brought me over to this beautiful Byzantine icon, which showed Jesus with a darker hue than what I had known. And he told me the story, and he pointed out in a map where in the world that he was talking about. And then every time I came back to that church, I would search him out because in him, that was what I felt a father of the church should be like. Welcome any child and say, come ask your questions. I can take them all. And so, going back to I heard this beautiful music. I heard everybody clapping. Everybody was standing up, dancing, and it was just so different than all of my experiences with my friend at the Catholic Church, where you have to be quiet, you have to be cross-legged at the ankles, and children must be seen, not heard, all that kind of stuff. They saw me walk in and welcomed me. It was beautiful. It was a spiritual experience that I was like, I did not know church could be fun.
Yep. And some of the funny stories that happen, but I'm not going to get into that because I'm trying to get people to go. That's what I'm trying to do. So I will not tell my funny church stories.
Yeah, but I've had my fair share of unpleasant experiences within the Christian church as a guest. And so I've really tried to, quietly be there, not disrupt anything. But it was not a place that I felt comfortable. It was not a place that I felt welcomed or.
Yep, I knew you were going to say the music. I'm like, watch her say the music. Watch, watch.
Because
And that's the part that annoys me
music
the
is my
most.
religion, Tracy.
Yeah, I get it because I'm like, that's the. that's, I guess when you've seen it your whole life, you're like, okay, this again, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
okay. But I guess I never thought about it like that. Because believe it or not, I couldn't have friends that were not Christian when I was growing up. Although I think,
Wow.
yep, my parents was that
Which,
strict.
okay. Hmm.
And of course, as I got older, I'm like, no, this is what I'm gonna be friends with this person. I got one for you. I got a trivia question for you, and then we're closer to 10, so I feel better. So when I grew up in church, we had a pastor, all of 4'3", 4 foot 3 feet tall, very
Oh,
short.
okay.
Um,
They
Wait
say
a
the best
minute. This
things
is
come
my
in
sister
small
that
packages.
also, my sister can vouch for what I'm about to say. In modern church, women wear pants all the time. They
Okay.
wear pants, not shorts, but pants, slacks,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my sister, we were not allowed to wear pants to church. Could
Skirts,
not. Not only skirts, we had to
dresses,
wear,
yes.
yeah, mostly dresses,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to be either mid thigh or all the way to the ground.
Mm. Okay.
Matter of fact, I know my sister, she wears pants to church, but I guess the habit kind of stuck with me because I've only worn pants to church maybe 4 times in my entire life.
And did it feel weird for
It
you?
did. I was like, oh. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Because one time I was going to the San Francisco 49ers, my favorite football team, greatest football team of all time, and football is coming back in a couple days. Thank you. But they was coming. So I was like, okay, I'll go to 8:45 service and then I'll just take the bus, go to the game. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go home and get ready. I'll just wear pants to. Boy, I felt weird the whole time. I'm like, nah, wait a minute,
And
hold up.
it's probably only you who's thinking
Yeah, it
about
was
who
a
you're
no,
what you're wearing
right.
and
I'm sitting there like, okay, why am I wearing pants? And the other time,
mm-hmm.
it was super cold, like super cold, and I wore pants. Other 2 times I can't remember. But I don't think I've worn pants a total of 5 times in my whole life, and I'm almost 50.
So you were brought up with a specific way that you should be presentable at church.
We
I know a lot of people who would agree with that.
There are some churches still today. The first sign you see when you walk into their sanctuary is we ask that women not wear pants. I'm like, this is 2023, but okay. Because
Wow.
I don't have any problem. Like, well, I see women in pants all the time. I'm like, hey, what's up? But
Mhm.
it's like for me, I'm like, no, and
If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then
I was uncomfortable the whole time. I sat there like, I don't believe this. I want to go home and change it, then change again. But I'm like, nope, I'm going to the game right after this.
just stuffed a pair of pants in a bag. You
No,
could
because you
change
couldn't take a
after church.
bag to the game, though. You can't, when you go to a football game, you can't take anything with you.
No?
You can't take a bag. You can't take, you can take like your wallet, but you cannot take a purse. If you take a purse, it has to be a clear purse. You can't take, like, I can take my car keys. Basically, I have my driver's license in my pocket and my car keys in my hands.
Okay.
And my credit card. That was the only 2 things I had in my car
Of
keys.
course.
Because you
Gotta
got to
have the
buy the
credit.
$20 popcorn. Yeah, the popcorn was $20.
Yikes.
And San Francisco came here like 10 years ago, so you know it's gone up.
Mm.
So the next time they come here next year, yep, I know exactly how much I paid for the ticket. I remember where I sat. Um, I paid $216 for that ticket. No, 185, 185.
Okay.
But I paid because I wanted something to eat. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get something to eat, and then that's when it went up and up and up and up and up. So Anna, we 10 minutes away from 10 o'clock. What did you learn by talking to me today?
What did I learn? I would say just that this has reinforced what I know. Um, I know your passion for third party. I know your passion for Christianity. Um, I have learned that you feel strange wearing pants in church. I guess that would be.
Definitely feel like a fish in a dry box. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what is this? Let's see what have I learned about you. That you draw from not one but multiple religions, which that's still something for me to wrap my head around because obviously I wasn't taught to do that, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Most religions I find at the core are saying the same thing.
that's
Don't be
true.
a dick.
Don't be a what? Don't be a what was that word, Anna, that you didn't say?
Was that considered cursing?
Yes, it is. Yeah, the D word is not allowed, not on this platform.
I'm sorry.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I haven't been on.
Don't be a jerk.
Yes, there you go. That's
There you
better.
go.
There you go.
Be a decent human being. Think before you open your mouth.
Oh, I wish I could learn that. Oh, I wish I could learn that. Oh, I just say something in my mind. Okay, it's got to come out of my mouth. Here we go. Well, well, let me. Yeah, I think you guys are slipping since I haven't been on either show lately. I'm like, y'all slipping.
I'm sorry. I did not know that you considered that a swear
Hey,
word.
Marlon had a problem with me saying sucker, even though that's not profane. The word profane.
I was very surprised when
I
you
don't
said
know.
that you would say that.
I think you guys looked at me when I said that other one, Mauve. Other one, I was like, I just heard it on TV, but you never heard me say it again. Because once you told me what it meant, I'm like, oh, I didn't know me to do that. Yeah, I learned a lot of
I
things
remember that
today.
one.
Um, I'll tell you what I would love to do. I don't know if the guys are down with it or not.
Hmm.
Um, I guess that's something I got to think about because I haven't thought about like if I'm coming back or not. I'm like, I don't know if I'm coming back or not. But I know I'm going to be doing a show tomorrow. It will
Okay.
not be live. It will not be live. I'm going to pre-record it and get on
You're
there
fine.
because I'm tired. Um, Tuesday, that I'm getting into the announcers show. Tuesday, remember Tuesday, I will not have a show Tuesday. Last week was the last episode of the Tracy show being
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday, September. That second week in September, we move to Thursdays. Thursdays at 7
Good.
p.m., which means I'm bringing back the Thursday after party. And this is how it's going to work. So, immediately following the show, those of you who support me on Buy Me a Coffee will receive a Zoom link. And I will pick one person to pick. No, I will pick the topic. It will always be silly. I will tell you that right now. It will always be silly. It will not be serious. And we will have a discussion. Now, we've had some interesting ones. I think we've ranked our favorite Scooby Doo characters. Thea started going into why the Wizard of Oz Dorothy is a murderer. Um, We've had some interesting ones. So the Thursday after party is coming back the second week in September. The second Thursday in September, the Thursday after party is coming back. It is only for those who support me on buymeacoffee.com/Tracy Media LLC. So if you don't get it, you know why you didn't. Anna, talk about your website before I just wrap this all up.
It's a family website where there is some basic information on the many chronic illnesses that I live with, all tick-borne infections, and how we deal with not only me and my disabilities, but I have parents who are in their upper 60s and lower 70s, and um, I have a mother who has disabilities herself. My dad wouldn't really say he has, but he does. He does. Um, and how to give space for others in your family that are dealing with incredibly tough days, hours, minutes. It doesn't end. Like, every time you guys see me, I am dealing with at least a 5 out of 10 on the chronic pain scale. When you don't see me, when I can't make it to a show, or like we were supposed to do this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, 18th. Oh no, that wasn't your fault. That was mine. I was just tired. I'm like, not today. No, no, no.
I tried to rally last minute, but basically I had said I had just come off of a 10-day fever and wasn't sure. And so my life, it's precarious. It is. I never know what it's going to be like until I am waking up and feeling what it's like to be in my body that day. And there are then times that, because my infections are neurological, my brain can sometimes be really, really on, or it can be completely off. And I've had times where I'd be in the middle of a sentence, and because we are all so passionate about what we talk about, sometimes we just burst in with a line, and unfortunately, that can make me lose absolutely everything of what I was saying, where I was going. And so, this is why I will often have paper, pen, because it's incredibly hard. And trying to get through each day, it's a challenge. But then there are days that, I wake up and I'm able to go out for a walk with my dog by myself. That is that's a win. I usually have to be with somebody. It's just, it's dangerous. If I fall and I'm outside, I don't know if I'll be able to use my phone. I don't know if I'll be able to contact someone. So those days where I can actually feel a little bit normal, I try to show that with some video and some writing. Although lately, I have been recording, I just haven't been going back watching and then editing. So I have a whole bunch of stuff that I have said I need to work on, but lately my body has just not been cooperating. So
Yep. And
that's
tell
what
us
it's
what
about.
your site is in case people want to visit.
Okay, and if for those of you that can see on the screen, just right by my name, Borrelia etc. BORRELIAETC.com.
Okay, and then we got some comments here, and then we're gonna finish up. And Jesus didn't fall off the throne. Okay, I'm not following, so you're gonna have to explain that. And then I leave. Oh, okay, I got it. I think I know what she's talking about.
Okay.
So I'll do Parker's comment here in just a moment. I want to thank everybody that has supported me through all the 25 gabillion changes that I have made to this show. I know um, there's some shows you see me be on that I'm not on right now, and that's intentional because I'm just like y'all doing good without me. I'm fine. Um, I need to develop more of a backbone and learn how to fly solo per se. Um, but I've enjoyed doing this. I'm not gonna stop doing it, whether it's 2 people watching, 6 people watching, 600 people watching. I do want to talk about 2 interviews that I have coming up. So last week or last Tuesday, or this Tuesday, I talked about having more women politicians on the Tracy Show. We're
Mhm.
going to have Jasmine Sherman, and I want everybody to look up her name. She's running for president of the United States. She's running under the Green Party right now, but she's got some ideas that I was literally blown away, and I'm definitely going to talk to her about those. And then Diana Sayer is running for New York Senate against Kristen Gillibrand, which
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to talking. So those 2 conversations, please make sure you are on the channel those 2 days. And as much fun as I didn't have on the first Republican debate, I'm proud of the second RNC debate, which is September 27th. I know, but this is what I want to do for the 27th because I don't want to be in here by myself almost crying. I want anybody to come on with me and we have a drinking game. We drink as much water. If they say this word, we drink a sip. We something. I'll think of it, but
Hmm.
because I'm not gonna be in here like I was. I literally was struggling. I'm like, um, 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 But as it comes closer, we'll watch it. And I think that one's gonna be on Rumble and not Fox, but I'll get more details about it. And so we're going to leave Parker with the last comment. What is it like going to the Colts Stadium and being a fan of the opposing team? I've been to Lucas Stadium once a long time ago to see them versus the Bengals. Let me tell you something, Parker. That was the loudest place I have ever been. I thought, on TV, it looks like real small. Um, It looks like it's like really small. That stadium is humongous, and I was up in those nosebleed seats, so I was way up there. And when they ring that bell, that it felt like the whole building was shaking. I mean, it was just like incredibly loud, but there
Wow.
were other 49er fans there, which I thought I was going to be the only one. So what they do is because 49er tickets they not cheap because they in Santa Metro or whatever city is they playing. It's too much, so they fly out. It's cheaper to fly out to see them play in other cities.
Okay.
It was great. And when they come again, I'm coming again. So, everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you Someday we're gonna get this right where we know what we're talking about before we get in here, because I didn't know. I just had to get that thing about the Republican natural. I had to get it off my chest because it was weighing heavy on me. I still don't understand why Tim Scott is in. I don't understand it. I literally don't understand it, and I'm gonna try not to go off on that on the
Maybe
Saturday
you
show.
don't
I'm
need
not.
to understand it, you know?
No, but I want to, because my head, it was making my head hurt. But I want to thank everybody who's watched this channel again through the 100 changes I've made. Um, I do want to talk about one thing lastly, is mark this date down. November the 7th, 2023. This channel will be sponsoring a presidential debate. November the 7th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be the first of 4 debates. If you have a question that you want to ask me to ask, because we're gonna hold off on the YouTube on the comment section. We not gonna do that. The
Mm.
first subject will be about foreign affairs. If you have a question that you want me to ask the 6 candidates that have agreed to take part in this, email me
Sure thing.
at TRACYMedia LLC@gmail.com, because I know it's going to be comments in that comment section, and I don't want anybody to get their feelings hurt. But we probably not going to get to them questions because I'm pretty much going to be asking all of them. I've already asked them, hey, don't pay attention to those comments. You
Hmm.
answer the questions that I ask, and we'll be fine. I didn't say it like that, but pretty much we won't take questions until the last 30 minutes. I would prefer that you email me the questions instead of just all of a sudden coming up there like, hey, how do you feel about nuclear disarmament? And we didn't prepare for that question. Don't just email me. Email me the questions about foreign affairs that you want me to ask. The second debate will be about domestic affairs. Third one will be about healthcare. And then the fourth one will be about the economy. But
Oh,
November the 7th, 2023, mark it
okay.
on your calendars.
I have it.
I'm telling you, that's going to be probably the one that I'm going to be most proud of. And I've done a lot of things that I'm proud of on this channel, but I think that's going to be, I'm just really looking forward to that.
Who has so far said that they would come?
Okay, so if you watched my interview last 2 weeks ago, I interviewed Samuel
Mm-hmm.
Rowan. He calls himself a Republican, but if you listen to him, he's for Medicare for all. He's against the repeal of Roe v. Wade. Um, like if you heard him talk, he basically sounds like a progressive. As a matter of fact, he brands himself as a progressive Republican.
Okay.
I know Ashaki Nichols will be there. I believe Jasmine Sherman has confirmed that she'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this person, I think his name is Baraka Shellersberg. I got the list, but I don't have it with me because I didn't think I was going to be talking about who was going to be there. But I know we got 6. I know
So,
we got
okay.
6 people, and they're coming. And I might have my glass on because I want to show people I'm serious. I'm gonna take off. And no, you didn't face that. You're not gonna see that. You gonna see serious Tracy, because these are serious times we live in. So that's all I
Okay.
had. So remember to like this video, share this video. Most of all, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. I want 1,000 subscribers so bad. I want that little certificate from YouTube. It'll make me feel better. I can get the guests that you all are saying, well, why doesn't that person come on? Because I don't have 1,000 subscribers.
Uh,
So if you want me to get those guests who I want on too, you're gonna have to help me. So share this video. Ask everybody to um
Subscribe. It costs
Subscribe.
nothing.
It costs nothing.
Nothing.
And Parker, we're going to leave it off for you. Desperate times call for what? Desperate measures. That is exactly right. Yes, who said that? Thank you, Anna, for coming. Thank you for hanging out with me. I enjoyed it. I'm
I
looking forward to
enjoy it
next
too.
time, and we'll have more
Mm-hmm.
of an idea of what we're going to talk about because we
Yeah.
never seem to. But
We we will have time to plan next time.
yeah, and we won't wait 5 months either because I think it was a while between tapings.
True.
Yep. So everybody have a good evening. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
Peace and love.